this brilliant team has done great work envisioning the sport event of the future. So I know you've been working hard behind the scenes to kind of explain, because it's quite a complex thing you've been doing. I think the best thing is that I hand it over to you, because you're going to explain this much better than I.
Thanks a lot, Keme, and thanks a lot for the invitation here. It's really a pleasure for us to be there. Just to begin, the clicker doesn't work. Oh. So it doesn't matter between.
Aha.
Yeah, I think
maybe
we have
need
to
a
launch
clicker.
the keynote.
Yeah, if we can launch it.
We have a replacement coming.
Thank you.
Try that one. No.
No.
Do we have a way of fast forwarding? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. We have it there. It's just that one doesn't work. So you need to look at that one there.
Okay. So I will begin like that. So yeah, the game we created and we are going to talk about is this one. So it's an innovative game. We are going to more precisely talk about that. But before that, I just wanted to notice a strange coincidence. Is that the day we put the game online, one piece of sports news that day was this one. The announcement of the creation of a skiing freestyle competition in Saudi Arabia, which is obviously an ecological disaster. Few days before, another piece of sports news was that one, and Margot will talk about that. It's not an unusual news in French football about the lawn of the Mosson Stadium in Montpellier attacked by a fungus. It's becoming, we are going to talk about that, a big problem in French football. And more recently, you all have heard about that news about bees, which paralyzed a big tennis tournament in United States. All of this news are here to prove us that even if the world of sports would like to be a bubble protected from climate change or want to be a pure entertainment, now it's not possible. We cannot do like that. It's impossible to close our eyes, because the consequences of climate change on sports are becoming each day stronger and deeper. And in L'Équipe, as one of the main sports media in the world and one of the most viewed media in France, because, for example, last year we had like 200 million of visits on our website each month, we have this responsibility. And we try to cover those topics more frequently. We have to do some covers of the magazine, a lot of papers of that, about that. We have a responsibility, but I think that we also have the power to reach a lot of people for whom climate change is not a priority. For a lot of people who think that, we have a kind of rejection of climate change. And by the reality of sports and by trying to cover it with cleverness, we can try to convince them that that climate change is important, to have some thoughts, some news, some information about that. And we have a journalist, Alexis Danjon, who is a reporter in L'Équipe, covering ecological issues for 6 or 7 years. And one day he came to see me to talk about something. I am the editor-in-chief of L'Équipe Explore, which is a section of L'Équipe, like a multimedia platform. We produce documentaries, and we made one about Boris. We produce podcasts, long-form stories, and above all, innovative contents. And so Alexis came to see us one day, saying that he was gathering a lot of information, he was interviewing a lot of experts, read a lot of reports about what could the world of sports look like in 2050? And what could be the consequences of climate change on sports? And so the questions we ask together is, how is it possible to reach the large number of people with that? How is it possible to make our readers, our traditional readers and viewers, be interested by that? And so we created that game that Thomas will explain more.
The solution.
Yeah, a kind of way of doing that.
Thank you, Imanol, and thanks for having me. Yeah, you have to look this screen right now or this one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a look at the game that we made. Basically, you have to choose between 3 stories. There is football, there is skiing, and cycling. The duration of the game is around 10 minutes, and you can start over as many times as you want. There is a QR code if you want to scan it and do it right now. So as you can see, there is this main text, which is a fiction, and choices that will lead you to the continuation of the story. So basically, it's a game book. And underneath the choices, you have the explanation. So what's the explanation? It's based on scientific reports, studies, and recent events, as Imanol just told us. And this is the base that for Alexi, the journalist, to imagine what the future could be. Specifically for this episode, you are receiving a call from the organization of the Tour de France telling you that you are the new boss, and the first decision that you will have to make is to choose between summer or fall to begin this competition. And you will face a lot of troubles, and you will have to be really good at management crisis. Of course, you can fail, but if you succeed in finishing the Tour de France, you will be able to see your path, your route into the journey. So, in fact, the fact that the user is at the center of the project, the program, the narrative pattern, it's suggesting that the decision have consequences, and also that there is multiple scenarios, multiple possibilities. There is not one future, and that's it. That's the finishing of the Tour de France episode. You can play also other roles. In the skiing, you are a young athlete trying to win the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And for the football, you are president of a football club. All the pictures that you just saw are made with Midjourney. Midjourney is an artificial intelligence program. And it was obviously funny to use, but also interesting for us to include a technology that will be probably there in 2050. This is the kind of card you can share at the end of the game. For football and skiing, you will have a review, a rating between 1 and 4 stars. 1 star if you are like a shameless polluter, and 4 stars if you are, as Imanol, the perfect green maker. Just a quick glimpse on the tools that we built to imagine the story. This is like a link tree, and we have around 370 cards for the whole project. And the thumbnails that you can see next to the cards correspond to the pictures that we produce for each page, and here we chose the like freaky referee giving the red card. And finally, yeah, the first figure that we have are showing pretty high commitment from the user, meaning that this interactive way to tell this story is interesting for the user and for the commitment. So just about I will hand over the speaking to Margot for speaking more about the topics in the game.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Thomas. So I'm Margot. I'm part of the Sport 1.5 agency, and our agency is a consulting agency that aims to help sport actors through their ecological transition. And we used a lot this game, we played a lot, and it's almost our real life, the way we work today. For instance, this example in football about the grass, it's something that we have seen already in France and in other European countries and even all over the globe.
Yeah.
For our football pitches, as we know it today, as the competition needs them to be today, we need resources that are becoming rare, expensive, and most of the time under strict regulation. So we know how many water problems we already have, even in March. We know about the energy shortage we have also, and about the regulation, like on phytosanitary products and stuff like that. And there's also another notion that I think is interesting. If you play the game, it's about acceptability. How long are people going to say, okay, you can water the pitch if you don't have enough water at home, like it happens at Barcelona, where you have quotas now to use water, and all that. So it's a big notion as well, and it's you can understand it better when you play the game and when you choose effectively to water your pitch or not, to put energy during the winter if you want to heat the grass to save it, not to throw it, so that it doesn't freeze. Light therapy as well, stuff like that. Is it okay to keep doing that with the context we have today, and how do you do that? But we do have lots of solutions, of course, that are beginning to happen right now in sport. Regarding water, there's a lot of stuff going on, like technological solution as well, for saving water leaks, for instance. That's something that can use for reducing your water consumption with buttons, press buttons, stuff like that. There's lots of works happening on rainwater recovery, rainwater reclaim. Can you use it on your pitch, for instance? That will be more acceptable for everyone if you find a way to use it in a sanitary way. Energy as well. We've got energy efficient building coming up and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got solution. But maybe one is also, because all this solution I mentioned is going to need more human resources. It's going to need investment. It's going to need time as well. Maybe in your football program, you're going to have to wait longer to use the grass again. So do you have to change the schedule? Or do you manage with all the competition you have, the national level, the European level, international level? How do you do that? So maybe it's time, effectively, John was saying before, to think differently. And maybe we don't need such green grass. Can we have some other type of grass? Can we do R&D on that and find another product that could be used and that could be healthy for the athletes? Because that was a problem before, so can we find something else about that? So yeah, so that was about football. I don't know if we still have the slides.
Slides. Can we see the slides back again? Tech team there. Oh, well, I'm sure you can describe it.
Sure.
Here we go. Slides are back.
There you go. Yeah, so I was talking about water, and this is where we are at in March 24. So already you can see the red zones, and it's coming up, and we are just in March. Oh yeah, and this number we have from the French Professional Football League, that one Ligue 1 stadium in France here is 40,000 cubic meters per year. That's just a number, but just so you can compare, a person consumes 54 cubic meters per year. So it may seem a lot, and that's why we go back to acceptability. And is it okay? How do we do it? How we can still need so much water for our pitches?
And I guess, again, just mindful of the time that we have left, this is your work, Margot, trying to speak to sports competition, sports organizers about the future and how they're going to adapt. is sport taking it seriously?
Oh, they have to, because we are facing it today. I mean, this summer in France, and I'm sure all over Europe, you had to change the timing of the game because it was too hot.
Yeah.
So it is happening. But now we are reacting to it. You know, we act afterwards. And the thing is with climate change, because it's still happening, if you react to the thing that has passed, you're not going to have a solution for the future of climate change because it's happening so fast. So you really need to project, and we've got all these scenarios that have been made by the IPCC, and we know now a lot of stuff, but you need to look what will happen in your corner and see how you can adapt to that.
And Imanol, this is precisely why you looked to 2050 with the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that in these games there are pure fiction because it had to be funny, but above all there is a lot of real serious information and ways to see the future, like Thomas said.
Panel, thank you very much indeed. Really, really thought-provoking. Thomas, Margot, and Imanol, thank you very much indeed.